Alright, so we're waiting for Hank. So I won't say I love this game, but I will say that I think I have
I mean, I wouldn't even say that's my favorite game in David Cage's library.
okay, so in this chapter there's nothing to show, so I'm not gonna show it. But in the chapter waiting for Hank, like the only thing you can gain from this is increasing your reputation with Hank. Um, so do I want Amanda to like me?
Why are you saying that North won't be on your side, by the way?
Because for North to like me, I have to be basically um destructive. That's the only way to get her to like me.
You are correct, but you're also not correct.
There are other ways to make her like want to fuck me.
Uh, Survive and she'll want to fuck you. It's really
You've
perplexing.
got to be shitting me. Okay, why?
Because I was very pacifist my entire playthrough. She was very upset at me the entire playthrough,
Are you reading
and
this? Or are
towards
you
the
telling me
end.
this?
I'm telling you this because
Okay,
this is how it happened in my playthrough, my
okay.
first playthrough. I made it all the way to the end, and for whatever reason, even though I was completely pacifist, like let people get shot pacifist, she still wanted to fuck me by the end, and I was very perplexed.
So in keeping up with the whole David Cage, you don't make good games. This is kind of that. Like he could have chosen to be like he could have chosen to have her respect us, but she didn't have to be our lover. She didn't have to be our friend, but she could have respected us for getting the job done. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
that's kind of like where this that's where that ends up. Because like by the time we were in Jericho, like she was already like she was already holding my hand and letting me mind meld with her. But at the end of it all, like I'm hoping it doesn't matter because I'm not looking to getting her killed. Well, I'm not looking to dying. And I know that there is if you mess up the QTE, well then again that's not gonna matter because I'm not gonna get to that point. But I will say like if you survive at the end, like the only two options that will like if I do the pacifist run, like I either need to sing or I need to kiss her to like make the soldiers
And my first
because
playthrough.
it allowed you to. Like
Yeah.
that's not necessarily. I would say yeah, sure, perplexing, given that the game goes against that concept the entire time you're playing it. So like it feels like at the very end, just the fact that you were able to live was enough to make her want to jump your bones, or was enough to make her respect you enough. Because at this point, it's like I guess like she loses her emo mentality completely. You know what I mean? Like she's like this entire time she's been
Yeah.
mad and yada yada yada, and like at this point, like realizing like, oh man, you know what? This isn't so bad. Like she just kind of grows up and matures and realizes that you're a good guy. You are the leader that they need, or whatever the shit.
But
You know,
the moment Marcus dies for any reason, she just says, fuck Marcus's mentality, and
yeah. Like no matter what you do, it's the you're basically gonna have to be negative and mean and mad and scary. All right, let's go in here and make Hank happy is what I really need to do. So I can be compassionate. Oh no, I can't do that because that's if it wasn't destroyed. Talk to Hank. Talk to him about the dog. I have to make sure like that's all. Only thing I can do here is talk to him about the dog and talk to him about music. That's the only thing I can do to make him happy. So let's go do that. Basketball. Unlocked by seeing the Detroit Gears hat. Hank points out that Gunner made him miss last night's game. He doesn't say why, but whatever. And I'm
it's
gonna make
because
Amanda dislike me as
you
well.
tell him
Yeah, I know.
the points.
I'm also gonna make Amanda dislike me because I don't like Amanda. She's not trustworthy. Also, I shot Chloe. Also, the Chloe android is, in my opinion, the most attractive android in the game.
The Chloe android.
The one you have to shoot in the head to get the answers about
Oh,
Jericho.
yeah, yeah. And you don't really get answers about Jericho, to be honest.
Well, you get the location.
I mean, that's about it. he doesn't give you like answers to other things.
So let's see here. So there's the 2 headstones, which means I died twice. They say like to find out what happens. Man, did you plan on trying to platinum? You aren't. Like I guarantee if I tell you what you have to do to platinum that game, you're gonna be like, no.
What?
Like I was talking to Jordan about trying to platinum Detroit Become Human. Hell, did you even finish Detroit Become Human? Because it doesn't beg for you to finish it. It really doesn't. Like it's not like the most compelling experience on the planet. That just like makes you want to finish it up. And it's not like Spider-Man where it's just so good you kind of have to like sip it like a good espresso. You just kind of, you pick it up and you're like, yeah, this is alright. But if you weren't playing it for like a channel, if you weren't playing it for trophies, you would just be like, oh, this is alright.
It's good to see you.
I rather enjoyed it.
Predecessor was unfortunately destroyed.
Do you plan on playing it again?
Could be unpredictable, but it wasn't careful enough.
Not exactly.
I hope you won't make the same mistake.
There's clearly things I've missed playing it only one time, but
Its memory is transferred to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just stuff you miss. It's
can be lost.
yeah, because I fucked up the first time around. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like most of my characters were dead before the quote unquote end of the game, so I missed the entire last like 2 chapters of the game simply because there was nobody to play them.
Challenging. What did you think of the deviant?
Yeah. In my original run.
It was a travesty.
Shut up.
It was beautiful, but it was a travesty.
wait, because I was gonna ask him what happened, but Fifth, you tell me what I got a feeling he's gonna lie to me and try to alter the story in some sort of way. So,
the game was confusing.
Fifth, it's a travesty. So what happened? Tell me what happened.
He told you that he got everyone killed.
I didn't even know you could do that. How the hell did you manage to do that?
I mean, that's the funny thing, like, because he got Luther to a very specific point. I was like, you can do that?
Shut up! You don't know! Clearly. I didn't, okay? I didn't understand what happened. I didn't. Like, there's a point when you meet Big Butt Magoo, and goddamn, that girl got a pretty ass. When you meet old girl, from American Horror Story, when you can hide Luther, I just assumed like, alright, just put him behind this wall. I didn't know that you could draw the curtain. I didn't know you could draw the curtain. So I didn't draw the curtain. As a matter of fact, after playing through it again yesterday, or Friday and Saturday, I realized like, oh crap, there's a lot of stuff you have to do in that scene to get out of there alive with everybody. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, simply put, I didn't realize you were supposed to hide the blood. I didn't realize you were supposed to, like, change the cover of the magazine. Luckily, I didn't even mess with the magazine because I'd already gotten it, so it was already on the right page. I didn't know you were supposed to hide the uniform. I didn't know you were supposed to close the door to the laundry room. I didn't know any of that. So the cop came in and smelled all fuckery, and he found Luther, and Luther attacked him to save the baby, and Luther ended up getting shot while killing the cop.
Lieutenant Anderson hasn't arrived yet, but you can wait at his desk.
And then with Marcus, I was just like, man, I'm gonna be peaceful as fuck. So I put my hands up, and apparently it was the wrong decision because the cop shot me in the head because I was.
Yeah. There's a million possibilities and outcomes in that game, and you managed to be the only person on the face of the planet who played the game wrong.
I was so shocked. And then like going to the fucking I got to the Canada border. I got to the Canada border and got to the front of the thing, and I didn't choose enough. And so since Marcus had died, North had took his place. When North takes his place, everything she does is violent. So when you get to the front window, the dude, like, depending on which route you took, if you're passive, he'll let you go just because he's compassionate. If you're violent, he sees you as a threat and he tells everybody, "Hey, you're an android." And that's what happened. She was conducting a violent protest. So what ended up happening was he saw that, he screamed out, "They're androids!" And I got shot. Me and the baby both got shot. So wasn't nobody alive but Connor, and Connor technically can't die, but he got replaced. Like, not replaced as in another Connor android, but they made an upgraded version of him. So, yeah, everybody died in my playthrough. And my playthrough for the channel was documented that I fucked up so royally. It was rough.
Yeah. The only person that, well, throughout the story, the only person that ever died was Connor.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what's his name? I forget his name. Who he was rolling with shot me.
Oh, you pissed him off? I didn't do that. When I found out there's a trophy for that. Getting him to shoot you in the head is a multiple chapter objective. Meaning you have to start the game from the very beginning, or at least from when you first meet him, and piss him off enough to make him hostile towards you by that point. Otherwise, he won't shoot you.
See, those games like that are hard because those characters already have specific characteristics about them already. So I can't. So I honestly, I don't feel like I could do something that I would do because that's way out the way for a specific character. And it's like, you already gave me a story, but you want me to retell it in a way, and that's just kind of weird. Like, you take somebody who's a character who's a straight up dickhead, and then you give me the option to do a whole lot of smart and righteous things, and then it's like, well, what's the point of him? What? Yeah. So I a lot of times I would stick with what, you know. I mean, there were plenty of times where I did with something I would have did, but there were also times where I just kind of went with, you know, how the character is.
I was by all means trying to make the game.
My name is Connor.
I guess the game that the people were like, yeah, you need to understand, like, hey, you're playing as an android, but you're also human. So by default, most of the actions you will choose to do should make the android seem more human, because you're making choices based on emotions, based on like logic, instead of like being cold. Like when they give you the opportunity to shoot the Chloe, I didn't shoot the Chloe because it just didn't feel right, and also I just didn't. Like, I was like, fuck him, I don't need this, because he was a prick and I didn't care for him. And I wanted to make Hank like me because he's Mr. Krabs.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's his name, Hank. Yeah, there were times where I, you know, did what would be done according to the character, and then times where I, you know, as the story went on, I started, you know, making decisions based on how I felt personally. So, like, when them two hoes started running, I shot both of them off.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. Like, if Vince tell you, like, I didn't even hesitate. I didn't.
Oh, I didn't either. I shot them niggas was dead. And I get, and talking about it now and thinking about it, I guess that was a personal feeling of mine as well.
Y'all hit me. Fuck y'all.
Oh, hell yeah. You hit me, fought me. No,
you got
absolutely
to go.
not.
You
No.
got to go.
No.
Yeah, I shot that bitch clean in the face. And the shittiest part about that is it doesn't really matter what you do, because they will die no matter what. Oh, no, it's not true. No, it's not true. Actually, everybody that you you get to live. The only person that is guaranteed to die is the android and the hostage in the hostage situation at the start of the game. Either the sniper shoot him, he kills himself, or you shoot him. That's it. Like, those are the only people that have to die. But there are other people. There are people in the game that do not have to die. So, yeah, like, I did my best to not get people killed.
Hold on, see, because you talking about it, and I wonder if I can load this game up right quick. Oh, shoot. I'll come back and do that. I wonder if I could load this game up right quick and run through my story status of it and see the decisions that I made, because it lets you do it at the end of the game, but I don't know if I can go back to it now that I beat it.
No, yeah. When you go to chapter select, and then you can go to each chapter and it'll let you look what the outcome of each chapter was. And like it'll like not only like an outcome of each chapter, but it'll tell you what you did through each chapter. But when it comes to like making like long-term decisions, like getting Connor to get shot by Detective Hank or whatever the fuck his name is, like Lieutenant something or other.
Anderson.
Like Anderson, the only way he gets shot is
No,
if
it's not. It's Detective Hank now.
Like, that's the only way you can make him mad is to like spill his like not on, it says spill his drink, but it's not spill his drink. When you're at the bar and you meet him, what ends up happening is you grab his drink and you pour it out, and he is not a fan of that because mostly he was drinking.
Oh, that's right. I said she could leave, so she gone. I was wondering for a second. I was wondering where the android was at, in the main menu.
I felt bad about that.
I told her she could bounce. So she
I did too. But I think you can go back to doing the surveys, like in the extras, like all the way to the far right. There's a thing called surveys. So I guess you can take her again. So I guess you can meet her again.
Damn, a lot of chappers in his mouth.
The dog hair's on your chair. I like dogs. What's your dog's name?
Sumo.
Okay, so you can scroll through all of them. Shoot. Oh hell yeah, there was a there's a bunch of outcomes that didn't get done. Let's see.
I really like that music. There's
so many chapters. I didn't think it was.
Metal? Well, I don't really listen to music as such.
So many. Oh, so many.
I'd like to.
Don't talk about basketball. Fowler.
Have you known Captain Fowler for long?
Yeah. There's a whole. There's a whole like outcome with Detective Hank that
If you have any files,
like there's a bad side to that story. Like if you make him mad enough, like if you make him hate you enough, yeah, the outcome for that situation can end up very badly, and you can fucking just make everybody hate you. Also, you can keep Todd alive. Oh, this is what's her face.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh?
Are you talking about North or are you talking about Carl?
Yeah, I'm about North. Because you knew where I was.
She's a sex robot. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she told me that. Yeah, this is Marcus, and this is Kara. So who was above North? Anybody important? No. The answer is no. But
the one you meet in the crack house?
Yeah, I'm about to say, is this I think this is not jail, but something like that. The crack house, Eden. It's not Eden. It's
Oh, I did die there too.
Jerry.
Android shot Connor and itself. That's right. That was during the interrogation.
I felt real bad when I got Connor killed the first time. I was almost like I'm gonna go back, but I just decided to live with it. I was very happy that he didn't stay dead.
Files.
243 files. First dates back 9 months. It all started in Detroit and quickly spread across the country. An AX-400 is reported to have assaulted a man last night. That could be a good starting point for our investigation.
Hell, going through this flowchart again makes me want to play it again. But it's been a big gap of time, since that needed to be made. I don't want to risk just end up doing the exact same thing over again. Like, had I immediately, you know, started playing it again afterwards, even if like a day later, I'd still remember everything that I did and would have just done something different.
Well, that's the thing. When you start a new game, you can go to the flowchart, and it will show you what you've done. Like things.
Yeah, but there's a lot to see here.